that. So let's get this started, though. First up, we have Serenity Kitchen. And I'm very excited. You guys have 6 minutes to pitch. Afterwards, we're going to ask some questions. I'll make some dumb jokes, and then we'll move on. All right, guys, you have 6 minutes starting now.
Do you remember life without the ease of pushing buttons? I don't. I'm only 18, and almost everything in my life revolves around pushing buttons. Alarm clock, toothbrush, iPod, Keurig. Oh, and yo, there's a button for that too. So why can't we cook by pushing a button? The closest thing that we have are microwave meals, which don't taste great and aren't really good for you. Well, we have a solution. We're Heidi, Jesse, and Tim, and we're here to present Cookie, a push-of-a-button automated cooking device from Serenity Kitchen. Think of it as a Keurig for cooking fresh food using robotics. In the same way that Keurig simplified the process of making coffee down to insert a cup and press a button, Cookie delivers that same experience in making home-cooked meals with multiple trays of fresh ingredients. Now, I'll be in college next year, along with 20 million other students in the US. We'll have limited time and ability to make food. Many of us don't know how to cook, and being away from home, we'll have less access to these home-cooked meals. Dining halls close, and studying takes time. So how can my fellow classmates and I manage our new responsibilities while still continuing to eat right?
In homage to Heidi and all of the other college students out there, today we're going to use Cookie to cook ramen. But this isn't your average instant lunch. We're using fresh egg noodles, shoyu sauce, spring bamboo, and summer Napa cabbage. Today, to save time, we're starting with water already in the pot, but all of the other food trays are packaged into pre-portioned, all the other ingredients are packaged into pre-portioned food trays, just like we would send to our customers. I have the ingredients loaded into the machine. Can I switch to the phone, please? I select the recipe on my phone. I press the cook button, and Cookie immediately springs to life. I'm sorry, a little bit of difficulty here. There we go. Cookie immediately springs to life, going the wrong way. I'm sorry, guys. Let's try that again.
The sad part here is we had a lighting issue, and so we were trying to fix our lighting issue, and these guys were sitting up here for about a half an hour, smiles on their faces, ready to go a half an hour ago, and we had to fix lights.
Cookie immediately springs to life, as you can see here. In a few short minutes, we'll have a hot meal. What are you doing, Cookie? All right.
Cookie's got a mind of its own.
Cookie definitely has a mind of its own. All right, one more time, and then I'm going to continue onward. I'm sorry. Cookie would immediately spring to life if it wasn't being temperamental right now. If it were working, in a few short minutes, we would have a meal cooked and ready to eat. Cooking is really about 5 main things: type of food, amount of food, time, temperature, and manipulation. And Cookie captures these things with a storage and delivery mechanism for our food trays, a safe induction cooktop, and of course the robotic arm. At this point, Cookie would be delivering noodles into the tray, and the robotic arm would be stirring constantly, preventing the noodles from sticking to each other or to the pot itself. We can take a look at the app that I was using called Foodie and see what features Foodie offers the user. Foodie presents a clean, simple interface to connect a user with his or her food choices. Foodie also presents a way to access our upcoming recipe store to buy food and recipes. I can schedule recipes for future cooking, and I can even access a master tips section of tips from Serenity experts or seasoned users. If Cookie were running right now, we would be able to see directly from the app that Cookie is running, and we'd be able to check in with Cookie's progress. Chefs can also use Cookie to create recipes. It's not just about cooking food. Chefs can use Cookie to teach it how they cook. They can specify the recipes step by step. They can even teach Cookie to move like they do by tracing out a motion on their phone. Young professionals and busy moms can also benefit from the convenience in addition to college students. They can find and discover new recipes on the Foodie store. They can connect with celebrity chefs or even their neighbor next door. Mothers can share cooking secrets with kids going off to college, and grandfathers can pass time-honored traditions down to their grandkids. In the same way we listen to music on our smartphone and watch movies on our smart TV, now we can cook a recipe meal from a recipe database without picking up a spatula.
Getting quality
Switch
food.
back to the PowerPoint, please.
Getting quality food can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Ingredient costs account for only about 10% of the price that you pay at restaurants. So that $10 plate of pasta only has about $1 worth of noodles, sauce, vegetable, and protein. A Serenity meal is typically priced at around $4 per meal, the app is free, and Cookie will retail at $600. A consumer can also rent the machine with a monthly subscription for a substantially reduced initial cost. Our meals compete on price with mid-tier frozen meals, but the difference is that our meals are made with fresh ingredients and real food. Our society also has a problem with food waste and overconsumption. An average American household lets 40% of the fresh ingredients that they buy spoil. 69% of Americans are considered obese. By proportioning just the right amount of healthy fresh ingredients into meal kits and reducing the amount of work required to prepare these meals, we not only help save people time, but we also help conserve food and encourage healthier eating habits. Our mission is to deliver Cookie and Foodie first to college students and then to the broader market. That mission starts today, and we need your help. Come by our booth, learn more about our technology, and try to teach Cookie to cook the way that you do. Please support our crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, which launches right now. Let's make food better together. Thank you.
Very good. You guys can take a breath now. Judges, do you have any questions?
Well, I think this wave is a very interesting wave that you're going after right now. And I think the biggest question I have is, how did you come to the college demographic as your target audience? Because when I look at something like this that's at a $600 price point, and you have something that I'm sure the final product will be smaller than this, people may have small dorm rooms or they have issues with where to put it. Why that demographic as opposed to another demographic that could more readily afford a $600 price point?
We looked at a variety of markets. At first, we looked at extended stay hotels, we looked at busy moms, and also when we looked at the college market, we realized there was an intersection of lack of acuity to cook food because they're just getting out of the house, and also there's a need. We found that there are a lot of off hours where a student is not able to actually get food from 2 to 4, or from 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. when everything is closed and your only choices are wait an hour for pizza or go to the local Waffle House and wait an hour there. So we thought it would be a lot better and an easier way to actually just receive the food, put it in your dorm room fridge, and if you're in a dorm, we'd give these away directly to college kitchens because we monetize the food, not necessarily the machines. So, and also we found through our initial test trials that it's parents who actually buy these for their kids because they want their kids to eat well. They're already spending quite a lot more on meals because fast food is about $7 these days. So why can you not get healthy, better ingredients for cheaper? And to address the second part of your question, how are you going to convince a college student to spend $600 for a machine like this? You convince the parents. So we're going to set up in the middle of a quad, give away the food for free to college students who taste it. In exchange for their college parents' email, they get a subscription. And this could actually be rented as well. We're launching a rental program in the near future where you can actually rent this for very little cost and you just commit to a certain amount of meals per month.
Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I like the fact you have a lot of flexibility in your business model because, one, that is way too big for college dorm room, so you need to be more in a communal kitchen. Also, if you're going into more of the home market, you're going to compete with a Vitamix, which is $500, which you can do almost everything in right now. I mean, the fact, if you can capture a healthy eating craze, the portion control better than fast food, because also, you think about, you say, well, kids don't have a lot of food options. Delivery is everywhere. Any type of urban campus has every kind of delivery all night long. So it's not about having like a dearth of food. It's about you really positioning this, having the right food, the right portions, and healthier food. But I think you've got to start in the more communal kitchens. And let me ask you, it's $600. What's your profit margin on that?
So profit margin is next to cost because our bill of materials is about $150, and it's typically a 4x for any consumer product. And what we're looking at for this device we're looking at this as a wash, and we monetize the food that we give away because, as Heidi said, a typical meal goes from $1 worth of ingredients to about $10 at any type of delivery point. We want to settle around that $4 to $5 where you can actually get great food at an affordable price.
And how about the margin on your food products?
Over 60%.
And how many food products right now are you thinking that you would launch with?
Initially, we would control the pipeline. If you just think about pasta and sauce, we were going to cook ramen today, but if ramen is an Eastern favorite, you have chow mein and pad thai also. But on the Western favorites, if you think about it, you have varieties of spaghetti, of macaroni and cheese. These are all college favorites. So we have to sustain our pipeline and have a controlled pipeline in our rollout, get the favorites out, and then make this as a maker for food where you, eventually, in your kitchen, you can actually show the device how to cook and show what kind of ingredients, and you can be the next great chef when you socialize your recipes.
And with your foods, will they be perishable foods or non-perishable foods?
So initially, we're starting out with semi-perishable foods and eventually graduated towards very perishable foods because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you can actually keep the food for a certain amount of time.
And how would you handle that supply chain for semi-perishable and perishable foods?
So as far as the supply chain goes, I think the wave is really coming. You have Amazon Fresh, you have Blue Apron. Everybody's delivering you ingredients in the past 2 years. They're doing almost 1 million meals a month. So there's a pipeline that's starting to form at a very high level. And what we're looking to do is get the food and actually put it in our trays, repack it through a co-packer locally, and then deliver it to a certain campus. Because we want to make sure that the co-packer is within a certain distance to reduce the time of perishability.
And sorry, do you have any?
It's okay.
Because I love to cook, so I'm kind of on, So let me ask you, for this, obviously this is not what you're going to have to put this in a more consumer-friendly format, right? This is very industrial looking.
If you look on the screen here, this is our
I
little
wanted
cookie.
to say about it actually, because the price is very low for this kind of complicated machine I see here.
Yes.
So I'm sure that you will have to do molded parts for it, and you will have to prepare casting, especially for the case.
Yes.
Do you already know the price for it?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've investigated both bridge tooling and regular tooling. We're budgeting probably in the neighborhood of $50,000 to $100,000 for bridge tooling and $500,000 to $1 million for our normal tooling. We recognize toolings.
What is bridge tooling?
Oh,
I've tooled so many products, I've never heard that
I'm
term.
sorry, it's what we've been presented. It's the name that we were told it was. It's low volume aluminum tools that maybe go up to about 50 or 100,000 parts, but then fall apart after 100,000 parts.
That's closer to tooling.
I'm sorry, that was, okay. Thank you for that feedback. That was not our understanding.
Okay.
Great. Well, personally, I like macaroni and cheese a lot, so I would put this in my kitchen. Well, thank you very much, Serenity Kitchen.
Great.
Thank you.
You did very good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was great.